Are face shields a better option for children instead of masks?
And is it safe to be out at the beach during the outbreak? Dr. Mallika Marshall is answering your questions and more.
Joe writes on Facebook, my mother and I would like to be tested, but are told we don't qualify. When will testing be available to all? So, Joe, you may have heard that some of the hardest hit communities in Massachusetts are now offering testing even to people who aren't having symptoms. But that's not true everywhere in Massachusetts. And even in some of those communities, lines are long and it's taking even longer to get test results back. So, I don't have a great answer for you except to say that I hope that widespread testing will be available soon. It's just not true that anybody who wants a test can necessarily get a test at this point. Our next question comes from Wendy, who asks on Facebook, we're all worried about children going back to school. It's hard for young kids to be compliant with masks. Has anyone considered having them wear face shields? So face shields can be helpful in certain situations, but face masks are much more effective at containing respiratory droplets. And even though it's true that it's going to be hard for some kids to wear masks for prolonged periods of time, I have to say I've been really impressed with the kids, especially young kids as young as 2 and 3 years of age, that I've seen in the clinic or walking on the street or even in stores wearing their masks. Kids are pretty resilient and many are able to adapt pretty easily to new situations. Mary writes, I've read that beach water is safe during the virus, but what about beach sand? Is it safe to be on a beach towel or blanket? So Mary, yes, you're not going to catch coronavirus from beach sand. So it's okay for you to lie out on the beach or sit out on the beach on your towel or your blanket. But what you need to do is try to keep some safe distance between you and other people on the beach. Our next question comes from Margaret, who writes, I am 71 with COPD and limited lung function. Is it okay for me to spend a day at the beach? So, Margaret, you're at particularly high risk for COVID-related complications, so you have to be especially careful. So, we want you to be outdoors and in the open air, so it's probably okay for you to go to the beach as long as you keep significant distance between you and other people, because what you don't want to do is come into contact with other people's respiratory droplets.
Now, Dr. Mallika offers her best advice, and we appreciate it. But as always, consult your personal physician before making any decisions about your health. If you do have a question for Dr. Mallika, there are 3 ways to reach her. Her email, drmallika@cbs.com, on Twitter @Mallika Marshall, or Facebook message her, Dr. Mallika Marshall.